Today we're going to talk about data breach. Data breach is in the news a lot lately. It's in the news a lot lately because you're hearing a lot about high-profile data breaches at large companies that deal with consumer data. You've heard about this taking place at companies like Target, for instance. It recently took place here in Los Angeles at the Sony Corporation, having to do with the Seth Rogen, James Franco movie. Today I want to talk about the statutes that you typically see claims being brought under. We typically handle cases brought by individuals under these statutes. And what typically happens is one of two things. Is we see a data breach claim brought in the context of a trade secrets case. So you have an ex-employee accessing the computer network of his former company to take proprietary information. And we also see it a lot of times in the context of a divorce, believe it or not. You often see the spouses hacking into each other's email accounts or tracking their internet behavior by installing spyware on the computer. So the claims that can be brought in these situations typically happen under three various statutes. The first is the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. That's a federal statute. Now, that pertains to accessing a protected computer. So it wouldn't apply to a situation where someone accessed someone's Google emails, for example, because those emails are stored on a third-party server, the servers of Google. In the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, the plaintiff is not entitled to attorney's fees. They're limited to their actual damages. Another statute that you see brought often in the context of hacked emails typically is the Stored Communications Act. And again, that applies to stored electronic communications, typically emails in today's day and age, but it could be things like text messages. Now, this statute provides the victorious plaintiff with attorney's fees in addition to statutory damages, which can be helpful because it's often hard to prove economic loss in these cases. The plaintiff is also entitled to punitive damages if the email hacking or review was done intentionally. And third, there's a California state statute. It's a mouthful to pronounce, so let's just call it California Penal Code Section 502. And that's kind of a catch-all category that applies to both the accessing of a protected computer or communication stored on a third party's server or accessing a protected network. And this statute, like the Stored Communications Act, provides for attorney's fees as well as providing for punitive damages. So it's pretty powerful. And that's a brief summary of data breach statutes and claims.